AOC wants you to fail and stay poor for the rest of your life. But this is how you can make $20,000 a month just to spite her. And I'm going to give you actual real examples of amazing niches that you can cash in big with that, not a lot of people have done. You can maybe even do a spin on it. You know what I mean? They'll give you the ammunition and the authority to jump into some of these niches. So, these are actual examples too. I mean, for heck's sake, there was a dude who had a book. He put out a book on how to hunt Bigfoot. This is a true story. All right, now this dude put out this Bigfoot book. Little did he know that there would be 20,000 people a month that are actually searching that keyword. All right, and so what did he do? He put together his trusty table of contents, right? Getting started, what to wear, how to prepare, and it acted like a treasure map type of book. Now these treasure map types of books, these road maps, are not only information, but they're an actual resource that people can use. So some hints for some of these types of treasure map, road map types of books is make sure to have some diagrams in there, have some visualizations, and some maps, some actual maps and areas. Another great idea of a road map, treasure map type of book was Joel Skousen's Strategic Relocation. I can't even believe I remembered that title. That's a book on where to hide if there's a nuclear war. All right? It's like thinking of things in a different dimension, right? We have like multiple dimensions. So you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna put out a book. And in your mind, you're thinking like, oh, it's gonna be written book. Not really. Sometimes people use these for certain reasons, okay? For other reasons. Another great example, ladies and gentlemen, are coloring books, of course, right? So you have different types of coloring books and also different types of choose your adventure books, right? Choose your own adventure. So think about these types of books that you're putting out and selling non-exclusively, right? You do it once and it's a PDF, you save it as a PDF and you're sitting back on the lounge chair while multiple people are buying these books from you. You know what happens. Look at the Kindle marketplace. Look at the reviews. There's no-name people come out of there, come out of nowhere, and all of a sudden they've got 10 reviews, 100 reviews, 1,000 reviews, 5,000 reviews. Take a look for yourself. So that was a really great idea, basically the Bigfoot angle, which, when you think of category, right? What type of category is that book? The category of book is that treasure map recipe, all right? Treasure maps and road map recipes are absolutely incredible, all right? Another type of book you can do are these kind of fusion recipe books, all right? Now, a fusion recipe book is like where you say, you're tired of going out to dinner. Well, I'll show you how to make your favorite restaurant's food at home, all right? This was done by a very good friend of mine. If you're in the internet marketing world, you probably know who it is, but I will keep his anonymity all anonymous and all of that and won't mention anymore. But that's another really great type of book, and I'm going to give you actual real examples. And this was actually a book that somebody had done, and he was a no-name. He did very, very well with it. How to grow mushrooms in your closet, all right? Yes, that is actually another type of recipe fusion book, okay? Another type of recipe fusion book would be like the Anarchist Cookbook. You've probably heard of that one, all right? Where it's a little bit more than just information. Again, we talked about the roadmap book, but now we're talking about an actual ingredients and all of that, recipe, So recipe books usually fail, if it's something that people don't need, right? If you do, hey, here's how to make different types of chocolates at home. That is going to fail horribly, and I know that from experience. In 2007, I did a favor for this girl I was dating, and she was like, well, will you do my chocolate recipe book? And it was very sad, and I should have known that it wouldn't work, but I was just 2 years into it, and it sure enough didn't work. Since then, I've done hundreds of students' books. I've worked with them on their books, and I've put out books myself. In fact, my 80-year-old mother actually just put out a book that's doing fabulous on Kindle. So all I would recommend is that instead of a chocolate recipe book, you do a weight loss chocolate recipe book, or you do a diabetic recipe book. Do you see what I'm saying? You're fusing two different things together. People actually need something, and you're helping them out. It's all about that yin and yang, that karma. All right, you want that karmic reaction from the universe when you fuse two different things together. And that was very, very good advice. I mean, I don't know where else you're gonna find advice like this. You know, maybe here on this channel, of course. But I'm not done yet. We're also going to be talking about how to do a fusion with something that, a method for a certain type of demand. It all starts with the demand, don't get me wrong. You know, there's a demand and then there's a supply. But what if that supply is something that, you know, they can't say, oh, I tried that before, all right? So, for instance, the pickup artist niche, all right? Now, I know this is the cringiest, most horrible, creepy niche, but there's a huge demand for it. And if you can do it ethically, and if you can maybe change the world. You can, you know, encourage these creeps to maybe be a little bit more empathetic towards people or whatnot. You know, I don't know. I mean, look, I've got a great rep when it comes to that type of stuff. I've done tons of relationship books, and it's a huge thing. And in fact, you know, on Kindle, one of the biggest niches is bondage, and women buy that, you know, like 50 Shades of Grey and stuff. I mean, why is that the top seller among women? I mean, it's just horrible, you know. But we're talking about actual instruction, where when it's instruction, or it's like one of these fusions that I'm talking about, you could sell it for a lot more than just like $1, right? Because people really need it. So what type of method is someone who's looking to, you know, get more dates because they're ugly and fat, or, no offense, they're gonna purchase your how to be a professional cuddler, all right? Cuddling professionally is actually a very big growing niche. No one has heard about it yet because, so, you know, that's a great thing because there's not gonna be any competition. And when there's not any competition, if you advertise for it yourself, you're gonna be the lone star gunman there, and you're gonna like rake it in, right? So let's use this one as an example. That is an actual example, but you can come up with a whole series of these methods, these different methods, how to become a professional cuddler, all right? Yes, look it up, that actually happened. But that is an example of a method fusion, all right? Where you have the existing demand and that existing niche, but it's like a method that supplies that demand. That hasn't happened before. So if you can incorporate these certain methods. I mean, think about it. If you said, hey, how to get more dates or how to pick up chicks. Yeah, we've heard that one before, right? So if you don't get that reaction, let's do a little algebra, you know, a little negative backwards thinking here. If the prospective customer doesn't have that reaction, you're in the money. Because that's the only thing that's keeping people that are in that niche and in these niches where they need something, not want something. So, you know, they're like, I really want the next method. I want the next thing, and I'm really into this thing, and I'm on a roll, and none of these products work for me. Well, maybe that one will. I never heard of that one before. All right. So these serial buyers in that niche who have a whole collection of methods that they've purchased, and you know. One of them didn't work, and the next one didn't work, and the next one didn't work, and they're probably, none of them will ever work for this person because the problem is with them, not with the products that they're purchasing. So now you've got something that they're like, well, I've never heard of that before, I'm gonna purchase it. So a quick review of what we went over in this video is, yes, you can put the socialist haters to shame by being a book publisher, and not any normal book publisher. You're going to be a weird book publisher, for lack of a better word. You're going to be like either a roadmap publisher, a method publisher, or you're just going to fuse different things together. All right? So thank you very much for watching this. You know, remember, do those recipes, do those roadmaps, and you will be in the money, and you're going to make $20,000 a month. Hopefully, I can't promise any earnings, but you know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of these folks that talk about, hey, you know, that guy lives in the big house there. Well, he inherited that. You know, there's no way that he earned that himself. All right, that is etched into the minds of young folks because there's a lot of money to be made from them factories, putting them young folks in through college and then right into the factory. They don't get, these people in charge don't get anything at all from us when we make millions of dollars and we move to Dubai and don't pay any taxes. So they want us to be middle class, pay all of our money in taxes, and, you know, then end up getting sick from working too hard and then feeding the pharmaceutical companies with lots of monies and buying drugs from the pharmaceutical. There's a lot of incentive for them to keep us poor. I mean, I'm just sorry, all right? You know, we didn't inherit it. We didn't steal it. We didn't cheat to get it. We wrote some books. Thank you. So watch this video again, and then you know, go in the comments, ask any questions if you have any questions. And look, smash the like button, please. It helps with the algorithm. No one wants to hear this, so you have to help me out. If you liked it, well, other people didn't. So you have to help me with you know, making sure other people see this. And you know what, you can get a lot out of it if other people are successful too. They end up your affiliates. They end up, you know, JV partners of yours, and you know, it makes the world a better place. Then, you know, no one's working 9 to 5s, and it's very lonely at the top. All right, so thank you very much. This is Jamie Lewis. I'll see you soon. All right, bye.